The only Yakima news team taking action for you. KIMA Action News starts now.
A manhunt happening right now for the men the State Patrol says tried to shoot and kill a trooper. Today, police and aircraft combing vineyards near Grandview for the shooters. A man dead tonight, shot down in a front yard in downtown Yakima. A young family with 3 small children in the car say they saw the man get murdered. Right now, police are trying to find the men they say attempted to shoot and kill a state trooper. The manhunt has been going on since late last night near Grandview. KIMA's Gustavo Holguin is live right now at the scene. He has the latest details from there. Gustavo, what do you know?
Jake, I'm at the corner of Mapton Sunnyside Road and Forestell Road in Grandview, where Washington State Patrol is looking for 2 Hispanic males that shot at a Washington State trooper late last night. Right now, we do have a couple agencies on scene. Let me just go ahead and zoom in for you guys real quick. We have the DEA, the crime lab is still here, Washington State Patrol is here. They're scanning for some evidence. They're still looking over the scene, and so far they have recovered a handgun, and the 2 Hispanic males' car is there. They said it's a black, older version of a Honda Civic with some custom wheels with a baby blue spray paint center. And again, they're here on the corner of Mapton Sunnyside Road and Forestell Road. They're going to be closed for basically a couple hours more. They said they should have it open later today, but they're not sure exactly when they will have it ready. And so far, they're going to be continuing this investigation, and we'll keep you guys updated with any latest details. Jake, back to you.
Okay, thank you very much, Gustavo. And new tonight, we now know the body found in the Yakima River is the same Toppenish man who's been missing for more than 3 weeks. 20-year-old Alejandro Aguilera, last seen with friends at a party near the shore of the Yakima River at the end of September. Police pulled a body from the river a mile downstream last Thursday. Today, the county coroner says he used dental records to make the ID. The autopsy indicated the cause of death was drowning. Tonight, police are trying to find out who shot and killed a teenage boy in Yakima this afternoon. His death now marking 12 homicides for the city of Yakima this year. Tricia McCauley joins me now at the desk. She was at the scene earlier today. She spoke with some witnesses. Tricia, what did these people see?
Yes, Jake, I spoke with a family who was right down the street when the shooting happened. For their safety, they did not want to be on camera, but they told me that while they were driving by with their 3 young children in the back seat of the car, they saw a man pull out a gun, and as they got to the stop sign at the end of the street, they heard gunshots, so they turned their car around to see what kind of car the gunman was driving.
A 17-year-old boy from Yakima was gunned down in a front yard at 310 South 7th Street. Police say they responded to the scene around 9:43 this morning and found the boy lying on the sidewalk with multiple gunshot wounds. The boy was then taken to Estria Regional Medical Center, where he died shortly after. This marks the 12th person killed this year in the city of Yakima. Police spokesperson Mike Bastinelli says since the shooting was earlier in the day, more people were out to witness it.
Well, this happened in the morning and daylight hours, so we do have people that saw certain things, and obviously we're trying to talk to those people.
Eli Angelo Salzar was down the street visiting a friend when he heard the gunshots. He says he heard 4 shots and then went down the street to see what happened.
And it's getting pretty ridiculous here in Yakima, but you have to remember we have officers here that they're fast and they will catch up with them. They will get them.
Bastinelli says police have no suspects in custody at this time, but they are pursuing leads and trying to find the people and the vehicle involved.
Police say it's too early to say if this was gang-related or what happened, but they do say that they have identified the boy killed and plan to release his name tomorrow.
Okay, thank you very much, Tricia, for that report. Firefighters put out a home fire this morning that first started around a truck, then spread. Fire crews say they responded to the fire in the 300 block of South 9th Street just after 8 this morning. The fire first noticed near a truck under a carport, which quickly spread to a former garage that had been converted into a living space. Firefighters say a father and his 4-year-old son were home at the time of the fire, but were able to escape uninjured. The fire caused $85,000 worth of damage, also caused power lines in the alley to fall. We've had a pretty good day out there today. Plenty of sunshine, not too much wind to deal with. Just what can we expect going on? Let's check in with Mike McCabe.
Let's take a look at our headlines moving forward into our Wednesday. After a gorgeous fall afternoon, we're going to see little change moving forward with the exception of the potential of some patchy fog developing overnight. We have some pretty high dew points that may be conducive for some of that fog to develop, especially towards the lower valley in the early morning hours. Otherwise, lots of sunshine moving forward into your Wednesday. I'll have your full storm tracker forecast coming up in just a few moments. Jake, back to you.
Okay, thanks very much, Mike. Grandview says it still can't start work on a desperately needed new school there until the legislature passes the capital budget. To show the importance of getting that funding, the school brought in state legislators today to show them what problems the overcrowded school is facing. Gustavo Holguin has the story.
With almost 1,000 students, Grandview High School has to find ways to use its building that was originally built for 500 students around 60 years ago. The Grandview School District brought in state legislators to show them what it's like for kids attending class.
I asked specifically, how do you feed that many kids in this little classroom?
David Taylor is one of the representatives for District 15 in Washington, and he saw a need for a new school. However, he knows projects like this are being held up because of the capital budget that has not been passed yet.
Hopefully we can reach an agreement and get a capital budget passed, which would allow the construction money to be released through the capital budget.
The new school would take about 2 years to build and would be able to hold around 1,200 students. That's almost 3 times the amount the current school was built for, and it would also have open areas the community could use. The only problem is, the more time it takes to pass the budget, the more construction might go into a third school year.
One of the concerns is that we may come to loggerheads. Our close neighbor, East Valley, is waiting for funds to flow so that they can begin construction.
Henry Strom is the Grandview School District Superintendent, and he knows that it's more of a waiting game now to see how much money they get, but wants to have a facility that will be able to keep up with all the new technology that education is using. In Grandview, Gustavo Holguin, Action News.
And Representative Taylor told us one of the issues keeping the budget from passing is the Hearst decision affecting wells. Once he says they get that figured out, schools, including others across the valley, will be able to start receiving funds for their projects. Yakima's City Council is looking at a way to make it easier for local people to start small businesses. They're calling it a public market / business incubator. Economic Development Manager Sean Hawkins presented the idea to the council, which he says would be a market where people can set up stalls. Hawkins says it'll be a great opportunity for the economy of Yakima because there will be growth in businesses, and he says it will attract tourists.
That this isn't like a really high-end place. It really means something that anyone, whether you're young or you don't have a lot of income, that you can try. And so that will be the magic piece of this.
Hawkins says it'll cost around $7.5 million. He says, though, the opportunity will bring in $4.5 to $6.5 million in annual sales. Some of the locations considered are the K&K building or the old food court at the mall. Local Yakima business owners trying to figure out what the end of DACA means for them and their businesses. Executive Director of La Casa Hogar, Laura Armstrong, talked to Chamber of Commerce members about the process deferred action for childhood arrival recipients and undocumented workers go through to access citizenship. She says it's not easy. President of the Washington State Tree Fruit Association, John Devaney, who hosted the meeting today, says they want to get informed on everything that's happening with those immigrants because many of them are part of the workforce here in Yakima and are at risk of being deported.
Employers are having a hard time in many cases finding workers, and to look at possibly losing 6,000 workers who are educated, who are gainfully employed and contributing to our local economy would be a serious economic impact to the valley.
The Migration Policy Institute estimates about 6,000 people in Yakima are eligible for DACA. Armstrong says, though, there are several barriers such as money that get in the way of them applying. Devaney added that he believes business owners should come together to speak out on undocumented immigrants because he says they play a big part for the economy in Yakima. Been a pretty great week out there so far. Just how long will this nice weather continue?